The Diablo 4 team keeps saying that they want to pay homage to D2 and capture the spirit of D2 and things like this. And that's great, because that's basically all that D2 fans have wanted since forever, from the franchise. So here's sort of what the Diablo 2 environment was like regarding powerful items, as I experienced it, back in, 1.13? In the early 2000s. The rarities were common white items, magic blue items, rare yellow items, set green items, brown unique items, and orange crafted items. I think that's all of them. Uniques were generally the most powerful, but here and there were some godly rares that were just better than any unique in that slot, depending on your class and build and all that. The unique items had names, and they were always the same. The stats had a little bit of variance, but not a lot. And uniques were just known by reputation. I knew the names of Shaftstop, Storm Shield, T-Gods, before I ever saw one of those items drop. And in all my D2 career, I may have found each of them like once or twice or not at all. There was a mythology surrounding these items, specifically because they were highly sought after by everybody, almost regardless of your class or your build. Having one almost felt like having some gear that you weren't supposed to have. It's too powerful. And the dream of one day being fully decked out with these things was at the heart of our motivation for decking ourselves out in MF gear and farming bosses for hours on end. MF is magic find. So, if we want powerful items to have that feeling, like they're godly, like you've heard about it before you've seen it, when you find one it feels really, really special. And even if you don't need it, you know that you can trade it for pretty much anything that you want. If that's the goal, nobody playing D2 thought, God, I wish I didn't have to wear all the same 6 body armors. They thought, I wish I can find 1 or 2 of these godly gears one day. The items are special specifically because most people didn't have them. So when people say that the endgame items should be more diverse, it presupposes that everyone ought to have those godly items. And that's just not how you make godly items feel special and godly. This attitude that everybody is entitled to have all the content, simply because I paid good money, is antithesis to a genre about character development in an environment of scarcity. It was an RPG, inspired by Dungeons & Dragons. Design should aim for equality of opportunity, not equality of outcome. Everybody has the opportunity to get level 99, or to find that epic gear, but few people actually will. So I think when it comes to powerful gear, if we want it to feel like D2, that's the goal. Levels. They said the max level is going to be 40, and I know at least one of the developers said that they want to have a system that accomplishes what Paragon levels accomplished, but they don't know if it'll work the same way or have the same name as Paragon levels. But they want to hit that infinite character development thing. I don't like the max level. I think it should be 99 again. The D2 atmosphere for levels was that most people would just get to 80 or 90, somewhere in between there, and stop, because that was considered good enough. And that was about the level when grinding became completely absurd. More absurd than people can generally tolerate. But it was cool to have that feeling of like, if you're up to it, and if you're ever in the mood, you know that there are more stat and skill points to be earned, and you can just go grind it out. So I definitely liked having that infinite scaling thing. But I also definitely liked knowing that there was an endpoint. It wasn't completely infinite. It was only practically infinite. So if I really did want to push for that goal of 99, I could go for it. There was an endpoint, which means that my stopping point didn't just feel arbitrary. It felt like I had fallen short of my maximum potential, which I had, because there are more stat and skill points, past 85 and 90. So it's another one of the situations where most people aren't going to bother with doing this. And even a lot of the people who do go for it are going to fall short of achieving it. So if you were one of the people who actually got to level 99, it felt really cool. I was one of those people. And it earned me the respect of my friends, strangers. It just felt cool being the highest level. And every game I go into, rushing, PvPing, hunting items, doesn't matter. My number's the biggest number. And that just felt really cool. Especially for a guy who wasn't very good at PvP. It gave me a way to close the gap between my friends. Some people are saying that the number is arbitrary, it doesn't matter. What matters is the time it takes to reach max level and the distance between the levels and things like that. But I think that's wrong. I think the number is important. 99 has a nice ring to it. It pays homage to D2, and anything less than 99 feels like the game's being built for an expansion. It makes me feel like they're cutting the game short in order to leave space for an expansion, which is pretty presumptuous. It shows me that they're more concerned with making an expansion for the game and cashing in on that than they are with making a game worthy of an expansion. Diablo 2 didn't need to add levels to have an expansion, and I think neither does Diablo 4. It seems like another example of World of Warcraft design influencing Diablo design. I don't like it. Level 99, please.